What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here with the last first round series ready to go. And we have none other than the OG, Mr. HyDra, playing Zerg in the top left versus Pro Hardy, the OG. Little bit rusty OG here in the top right position as the Protoss player. Every series that we have seen of HyDra, he seems to like to take it into the intensely long game. He had two 1-hour games last time, and we'll see if he's changed up his play style or if that the trend is going to continue. Looks like he is going to be up against a mid build here from Hardy. Hardy playing at OG. That's what they do in the OG days. Just mid builds every single game. And HyDra just going for that hatchery first here. So we are going to see some very aggressive Protoss play. Hardy does not want to go into the intensely late game with HyDra. But yeah, we are going to see how this goes. If he's going to be able to just crush HyDra here, or if HyDra's going to be able to hold on and survive. Both OG players, though, these guys have been playing this game for a long time, so their experience level is high. Looks like this Overlord is going to scout this mid build here, and he is going to be able to plan accordingly. Gonna see that it's a Protoss, not necessarily that it's a mid build, though. He did kind of panic a little bit with that Overlord. That probe is going to come in here, and he is... yeah, okay, he is going to officially scout that mid build. Both players are going to know where each other are, and we shall see how this continues here. Setting up both of his probes out here to help deny any sunken colonies. Both of these zealots are being produced now, and this 3 drone pull, which you pretty much have to bring 3 drones out here to fight. That's why some Protosses counter this by bringing like 4 or 5 probes of themselves, and then have a little worker battle here. It looks like HyDra getting the best of it. Actually, both players dropping a single worker here, but the Sunkens are going to go down. Oh, just one little extra delay here by Hardy. Very nice stuff. But both those Sunkens are going to go down. Right as these Zealots come in, we do have Zerglings in production. Only 4 Zerglings, it looks like, if I'm reading that tab properly. Okay, no, there's still tons of Zerglings out here already. The Zealots are going to get inside of the base. These Zerglings are going to have to try to get a surround on here, while these Zealots continue to produce here. The gas has been started from Mr. Hardy here. But the first Zealot goes down. Looks like the second Zealot is also going to get surrounded here. So very minimal damage done, and HyDra holds on without too many casualties. Going to finish off that wall, and everything is looking good for him. Hardy going to react by throwing down a pylon here at the front. Going to want to throw up some cannons there just to contain that Zerg. Nice and nice, good contain there. Do have that forge out. These Zerglings are going to see what they're up against. Going to see that Cybernetic Score and that gas, so he is going to have to get those Hydras out just a little bit quicker than he may have wanted originally. May even be able to get a probe kill or 2 if he is microing properly. There we go. We do see 1 probe down. And going to start chomping away at that cannon. Very nice stuff. I don't think he canceled that either, so... these Lings doing a very nice job. We're leaving another idle probe here. He is trying to do some more run-bys here. Yeah, he's going to get a couple more Zerglings up here. So very nice stuff by Mr. HyDra. Continuing to macro up back at home, building lots of drones. This cannon once again going to try to go up, but no, not another probe down yet. Yeah, just a very nice little annoying harassment here from HyDra, but looks like it's going to be defended. Cannons up here. Zealot still being produced here from Mr. Hardy. And that first robo going to be thrown up right away. HyDra got his gas started. Continuing to get some scouting information off. But once this cannon gets up, that is going to shut this down. The Zerglings are going to try to chomp away at it, but not going to be enough as they are being chased by these Zealots. This Overlord has seen the continuous production of Zealots, so it looks like Hardy's perhaps going to go for a fairly big push here with these Reavers. May not be going for that drop. Actually going to come in here now with some of these Zealots. There is more than enough Zealots. Oh, he did actually get a pretty good surround there. There is a little bit of a hole that they can climb up here, but he's not quite using them very well. He's trying to get a run by. I feel like he could have just attacked those, and it would have been very nice too, because these Zealots had a nice surround on that first sunken, but he is going to opt instead to just run by, perhaps get some drone damage here. Is going to get 1 drone, 2 drones, 3 drones there, 4 drones. So a pretty decent run by, but I think it would have been better to just kill that choke there. He did sacrifice a lot of Zealots in that process. And yeah, I feel like just breaking that choke would have been a better option, but you have to make those split-second decisions. And got a Dragoon out, going to pick off that Overlord, which is going to supply stuck HyDra there for a brief second while these Overlords reproduce here. We do have that support bay up and going, and a Stargate back at home. Two Robos here, so going to be having the double Reaver. He is going to load up a couple of those Zealots into that dropship and load them in. Do have a misplaced Citadel of Adun, which could perhaps block a couple of these probes in the geyser. You never know how exactly that's going to work out. First dropship coming in here now. HyDras are being produced and there is a sunken back here, so this isn't going to do too much damage. These Zerglings are following the dropship too for the most part. Oh, it is slightly took a stop there. HyDras are going to be able to start poking away at that, and is not going to deliver them. I feel like he could have just delivered them there in the corner and then waited for some Reavers, but not going to risk it this time. Does have the shuttle speed upgrade going. 3 probes working out right now, but they are slacking on their job, taking a little bit of a break just to admire their beautiful warped-in pylons. The Templar of Archives is going down now. Dragoon will come up here and make sure these Overlords don't get too much, too far out of line. And yeah, this isn't the best start for Hardy, as so far HyDra has thwarted everything. And HyDra, if we've learned one thing about HyDra, it's that he is in no rush to win the game. He will happily play an hour game every game by just from what we've seen before. And yeah, it's shaping up to be a longer game as of right now here as well. As, yeah, no immediate threat here from Hardy. Hardy is going to start massing up gateways out in the middle of the map. His first drop was pushed back by these HyDras. The dropship did take the damage, but the dropship does have speed now. But there is a good number of HyDras, and they are going to react to take out that first dropship, which is just a big blow to Hardy once again. But these Reavers now are going to be out at the front, going to be able to start pushing away at this choke. HyDra is already prepared, though, for that for the most part, and has started making his second wave of sunken colonies here to buy him some time. That Queen's Nest going down now, and that Spire, so he is going to slowly tech up to guards before pushing out here. Is going to potentially pick off these Reavers if they aren't going to be covered by these units, and these HyDras look like they are going to once again pick off 1 Reaver at least. Zealots do come and protect that second Reaver here. Corsair here out on the map as well. Going to be able to pick off an Overlord there, it seems. These Zerglings and HyDra is going to come up here and then pick off this another Reaver, though. Does have to be careful, but it looks like it is going to go down once again. So, nice little moves there, keeping those Reaver numbers low. Because if they get too high, they will destroy your entire ground army, no matter how many HyDras you have. So, good move there from HyDra, using his HyDra list. And yeah, Hardy going to have to go into his next phase here. Going to start throwing down Robos at his base as well. Wants to get those storm drops popping, dropping all the time. And yeah, just not letting HyDra's economy get too big. But HyDra is doing a solid job adding on extra hatcheries. A couple extractors here as well. And yeah, just going to continue to push these Reavers forward. Does have some High Templars in these dropships. High Templar and a Zealot in each of them. So both of them are going to be a threat. Not going to... oh, it looks like he's actually going to split them up here, too. So very nice job. Going to split up the attention of Mr. HyDra. We'll see if he can defend that. These Reavers glitching out a little bit, moving forward, despite having the ability to outrange them. Corsair's coming in here, and it looks like we have that double drop coming in here right now. HyDra does have 52 workers, does stop that first one, but the second one is going to sneak in here, and is going to get... what? Did he get 13? 13 workers there. I was trying to do the math instead of just look at that. High Templar, who does have a kill count on him. So a fairly successful drop there. Getting some drones over the 10 drone number is always good. But he has to protect these Reavers. These Hydras are going to come in here once again to pick off some of these Reavers that are just in kind of small numbers here and doing very nice trades there for sure. He is continuing to build up that Reaver count though. Does have that Reaver damage almost done, and that's going to make that HyDra run by a little bit harder to defend. Getting those High Templar drops ready, going to have an Archon there to buffer all that damage for that High Templar. HyDra, though, just growing slowly and surely, progressing into this game, getting into greater Spire, adding more Sunkens, adding more hatcheries, doing everything nice and safely here. Now, it looks like we're going to have a big gateway explosion here from Mr. Hardy, preparing to have 4, 8, 12, 16, 24 gateways going to be there soon. The Reaver count is getting up there as well, going to pick up another High Templar, but that is a lot of Sunkens, and these Guardians are going to be ready soon. And how is he going to deal with them? He does have some High Templars here back and ready, but he's going to need these gateways to start pumping out some of those Dragoons for here. Drop coming in here right now. The dropship looks like it is going to get picked off. A nice little ensnare there as well from that Queen. Not going to do any damage, coming from the worst possible angle at that point, as his Hydras were right there waiting for him. And now these Hydras are going to move forward once again. Unprotected Reavers going to get picked off, and just not going to be what Hardy wants at this moment. His drop getting denied, and his Reavers getting reset once again, his Reaver count. So, yeah, not the best start here. I do like this big clump of High Templars there, just ready to destroy those Guardians, but you do want to be doing more damage to the economy of the Zerg. And yeah, his whole push now has been delayed here as well. Another drop coming in here. We do have an Ensnare going to go down, and a couple of Scourges, but the one does live and is going to get 2 Storms off and get a lot of drones. So very nicely done there by Hardy. Going to give himself a little bit more time there, as Hydra's going to have to reproduce. So if those Reavers were pounding away at the choke, this would be a lot worse position for HyDra, but as it is, there isn't any pressure on his choke right now, so he can re-drone without too many consequences here. Hardy's economy is very low. I don't know, maybe he has too many probes on gas or what right now. He has 83 workers, so he should be able to have the money to start massing up these gateways. We do see the gateways going down now slowly. A couple of High Templars moving forward, some Dragoons with these Reavers going to try to protect them. But we do have 4 Guardians out here. And a couple of them must have taken damage from that storm drop at the main there. These Guardians are going to have to be dealt with, probably with High Templars. Going to have to just storm them. There we go, takes out the first 2. These other 2 spread out nicely, but they are just 1 storm away. Going to storm his High Templar brother there just to save those Reavers. Not what you want to be using the storms on. 2 Guardians left here, and these Reavers once again glitching out, not staying alive. They do not like attacking this corner spot very well. We do have another drop here ready to go, and we do have some Corsairs. The Corsairs will actually be a really good idea. There isn't much anti-air right now. A couple of Lurkers being built. Only 2 Hydralisks really are all that is the anti-air, but once again, these Reavers are going to be reset and is going to slow down this push. HyDra must have dodged that drop. I missed it, unfortunately, but it doesn't look like he got too many drones there. And yeah, HyDra is getting himself in a better and better position as time goes on here. Has kept his choke alive. He's kept the Reaver numbers fairly low, and his economy is slowly getting better and better. Doesn't have a crazy amount of drop defense, so a high Templar drop could do massive damage at any point in this game. And these Dragoons are going to be, he's going to be able to stay max here pretty much from now on out. Does need an observer, and then he can probably just start pounding in here, as HyDra doesn't have any bank right now. Nice Storm's going to take out those Dragoons. Nice Storm going to take out those Lurkers. Excuse me. It's High Templar storming those Guardians, going to take them out as well. And there may be an opportunity now for HyDra to push forward here. He is completely maxed with a 107 supply HyDra, and HyDra, his defense is thinning up here. He does need a couple of those Corsairs to continually pick off these low numbers of Guardians. He cannot let these small number of Guardians be doing this much damage. These Reavers are dumb enough on their own. Just launching themselves in here. Maybe just splitting up into mass ground units would be okay right now. Another drop coming in here. HyDra at 71. Gonna get that nice and snare off, and these Scourges are going to drop. Only a single Archon being able to fall. Oh, excuse me there. And yeah, it looks like HyDra, once again, going to be able to hold on here. And yeah, HyDra going to reclaim his choke while also maintaining his economy, getting those drones back up. Only has 4 geysers away from maxing out on his gas efficiency. Did have Ghost America obsing for a little bit here. Going to pick off the rest of these High Templars, which is another good move for HyDra, picking off all of those units that are unprotected here at the choke. And yeah, we're looking like it's going to be one of those classic HyDra long games here, as it does have his Defilers out, getting just the rest of his economy up and going. Another drop going to be coming in here from the top. But HyDra's been very diligent on watching for these drops, spotting them and ensnaring them, and taking them out before they can unload here. Those ensnares are very go-to in the drop defense department. A couple of Lurkers up here, just massing up Sunkens, as this game is going to continue. Do have a 1-1-2 upgrades versus 1-0 upgrades. HyDra, though, his economy is now getting a little out of control here, adding on even more hatcheries. Could probably add on even more. A Plague Goo getting thrown down. And here we go with another drop here from the top, but it's spotted basically immediately. That snare is going to come and pick off. 2 High Templars do drop, though, but not in range, and are going to get picked off. This push, though, is making some progress here. Another layer of Sunkens have been destroyed. Needs to just be massing in there non-stop, as HyDra doesn't really have too much here. Going to now make some units to turn into Guardians. A lot of very red Reavers. Another Plague is going to be thrown down here. Just going to make everything only have shields. Imagine you could Plague and EMP. That would be pretty go-to. You'd just kill it, wouldn't you? No, I guess you'd have 1 HP. And then 1 shield after 1 second. But everything would basically be 1 HP. That'd be pretty good with Protoss. Plague, yeah, only does half damage, I guess, versus Protoss, don't they? As shields are unaffected, but we do have a semi-break right here. He needs to be sending in these reinforcements. And getting ready to drop the couple of Guardians. Going to be starting to pick off these High Templars, but 2 Storms do go down and take them out once again. And there's only 2 Sunkens here, so Hardy possibly going to be able to break HyDra. HyDra very low on gas, just massing up all of those Guardians as he can. Another drop getting ready to go in. Does have the Zergling and the Defiler, so he can throw down some Swarms, which will counter these Dragoons very well. Gonna have to add in some Zealots or something to prevent that. Because Zerglings are pretty good, especially under that Swarm, versus just straight up Dragoons. Need those Reavers as well. Reavers can destroy the Zerglings underneath that, but the drop coming in here from the bottom is going to land and get, like, what, 20 drones there? At least 20 drones there. But all these High Templars are going to get picked off once again, and all of these important units that he needs to keep alive keep getting taken out. The Reavers and the High Templars all keep dying here. And yeah, HyDra is getting himself in a good position to be able to counterattack here eventually. But of course he is going to remass all of these sunken colonies. Even though he could possibly break this right now, if he just masses Zerglings and push through the front, I feel like he could break it with that Swarm. But going to opt to play in that classic defensive HyDra style and going to just remass all of his Sunkens, adding up spores here. Doesn't like to leave his base until he is 100% sure he's going to get some kills. Nice Plague being thrown down there. And yeah, these Dragoons are no longer going to be doing work by themselves. Gonna need these Reavers to help them out. And yeah, it's still anybody's game, but I feel like it's going to be harder and harder for Hardy to win here. Oh, does get a Storm off there. Got another 20 or so workers. But that Guardian number is getting up pretty high, and there isn't many High Templars back here. Only 2 Corsairs, so this Guardian could break out here. Hardy starting to build some cannons around the middle of the map. Another Plague getting thrown down. And yeah, it doesn't look like HyDra's going to be breaking anytime soon. Hardy up to 96 probes, so he does now need to kill off some of his workers. As, yeah, that is definitely making his army way smaller than it could be. Only having 100 units here. That's almost a whole control group that he could be having extra. And I guess HyDra right now up to 101 workers here. He's just going to start remassing. And yeah, this is just looking like it's going to be one of those classic HyDra log games here. Swarm going down, and yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be leaving his base anytime soon. A bunch of lurkers thrown down at home. The Sunkens have all been remade. And yeah, for our sanity's sake, we are just going to ×2 this. I typically don't ×2 it, but we kind of know. We'll slow it down here, see if this drop gets anything. Don't think it's going to. Does actually get a Storm off, but only a couple of drones going to be killed there. Another Plague thrown down. And yeah, we are just going to wait and see. One Storm drop could do work for Hardy. Hardy does have a lot of AFK probes there. HyDra's economy is still really low though for some reason, despite having 113 drones. Starting to see some of that Corsair ability. Another drop getting stocked up and gonna launch in here. Gonna get pulled off and get another like 14 or so workers, but HyDra did pull for the most part. And Hardy breaking through that line of defense once again, but HyDra does have that counter here just in time with those Guardians and Devourers. Possibly the most deadly Zerg mass that you can have with those Guardians and Devourers. I don't know if it's more powerful, I guess, than Lurker, HyDra, Defiler. I guess Zerg does have a lot of powerful units, but the Guardian Devourer is pretty good versus Protoss. I will say that. Maybe not the best versus Terran. Still pretty good, though. Another Plague Goo going to go down on all of those Reavers. Going to have their health in half. Reavers, though, just going to mindlessly run into sunken colonies. Oh, another drop went off there, but HyDra looks like he pulled most of his workers once again. Only going to get 15 or maybe 30, 20 to 30 drones there. Yeah, it looks like we're going to see that classic HyDra long game here. Going to, yeah, just never seems to quite be in a rush to kill his opponent. Doesn't like to get too greedy at any point. Knows that he's in a good position and just wants to capitalize slowly and surely. HyDra continuing to just try to pound in the front here. Haven't seen him change up his strategy quite yet, just going for the storm drops and all of those strong Protoss units here from the front. HyDra once again up to 113 workers, has a ton of lurkers back at home, but that snare is going to come down. Gonna get, what, maybe 15 or so drones once again. Every time it looks like he's about to break through, though, HyDra does push him back and then just rebuilds all of these sunken colonies, and then we just kind of back at step one there once again. So nothing too crazy happening as of right now. Another drop looking like it's going to come in through the front here. It looks like HyDra's going to make good progress each time, but just not quite enough. Another drop going to go down, and actually that killed like 40 or so workers there. So that was pretty good. HyDra in a pretty good position here, but no anti-air, no observers. He does have an observer. Okay, he does have an observer here. Just nothing right now to deal with those Guardians. A Plague Goo going to go down on those Reavers. And yeah, he has broken that line of defense. We haven't seen him get any farther than that, though. This seems to be as far as he can get, but HyDra very low on resources, not even be able to max out right now. And yeah, this could potentially be GG here, maybe with all of these reinforcements. And then Snare going down on the drops. He needs to throw in another drop right now too, which would really be devastating to HyDra, as he's forced to just mass up units. A lot of lots of swarms going down here, which are very good versus the Dragoons, but not so much versus the Reavers. And Hardy has broken HyDra as of right now. There are Guardians re-maxing up here, and the mass legs are being produced, but the swarm now actually may be counterproductive, as it's going to protect the Dragoons from the Guardians, and the Reavers are going to be able to kill the Zerglings underneath it. He is getting close. He did get another drop-off, killing 10 or so workers here. Needs to reinforce here. Cannot let HyDra rebuild, but HyDra has got a pretty good supply back and going. And he is able to push Hardy back, but Hardy is max. He has more than enough gateways to stay max. Looks like he finally did kill off some of his probes, but running in here with just Dragoons isn't going to be enough. He does need those Reavers to join him. Picking off these Guardians, very nice move, but these swarms are going to be hard to deal with just Dragoons. Dragoons trying to get some damage done, just running past the middle, trying to shift the focus of HyDra as much as he can. But it looks like, once again, HyDra is going to have just enough, just in time, once again, and hold on. And yeah, we know that he's gonna want to move out until he rebuilds all of those sunken colonies. Because that's just how HyDra rolls. Another drop coming in here from the middle, going to not land. Unfortunately, these Lurkers and Guardians, too much DPS. And yeah, that's the farthest HyDra's gone so far in 36 minutes. He reached this choke area, but not going to look to push any farther than that. Going to rebuild his choke here. And yeah, the Dragoons just pushing in, but yeah, once again, they're not going to do too much without those Reavers and High Templars. Very nice Plague Ooze going down. Another drop, dodge for the most part. And here we go. We actually are going to see HyDra possibly move out here now. Going to push forward with a good number of Guardians. Does have his bank up and going, but nothing to help kill these Corsairs. And all of these Guardians look like they are going to be taken out. A couple of Devourers here. Plague Ooze going down. 2-3 on the things, and looks like HyDra is breaking out slowly but surely. Oh, but once again, he is going to just stop that massing for a quick second just to rebuild all of these million Sunkens. And, okay, yeah, never mind. We are back at square one once again. HyDra did not want to reinforce that. Going to remass some Zerglings here. And yeah, we are just seeing we're just seeing not much going on here. Just remassing Sunkens for some strange reason instead of building up units. If he takes out this middle, that's all of the production for Pro Hardy. So he'll win if he can just take this all out. And he had more than enough opportunity to do all that, but instead just opted to build more Sunkens instead. And maybe he got hit by a drop that I missed. Maybe I missed him getting hit by a drop. Lurker's getting thrown down here once again, just going to help a lot in that defense. He doesn't have a very big hatchery count either, so like if he just added some hatcheries too, this break would be a lot easier. He seems like he has more than enough defense on his main. Maybe a couple of these gas workers killed here too. Doesn't look like he has the maximum gas mining right now. Only, what, I see 3 drones, maybe 6 drones mining out of there. So his gas is going to be hampered at some point here as well. But we just continue to have this kind of stalemate situation here. And yeah, Hardy's definitely going to have the record for most 1-hour casted games here. This will be his third hour game that he has that he's played in these tournament games. HyDra is not an easy man to kill. That is what we've learned here. If he is going to lose, he is going to at least suck 1 hour of your life down with him. I think he just needs some more hatcheries. Like, kill off some of these Sunkens here around your base and add in some hatcheries, man. At this point, you should be able to outmass the Protoss without having to mass a million Sunkens. Plague Ooze going down. Another drop coming in here. Hardy rebuilt everything that he lost with that one push. And another drop goes down, killing 30 or so workers. But yeah, once again, not too much to say. Finally gonna mass up a big Mutabomb here. Going to get that Mass Guardian Devours. And last time this happened, he did opt to push out. We'll see if he's going to opt to just mass up drones. Oh, he has rebuilt drones, so he is definitely going to rebuild all of those sunken colonies instead of just counterattacking. Which will work. If he just pushes out with Guardians, Zerglings, Hydralisk, Devours, he will be able to break this. There's no cannons out here for Hardy. Hardy has not mass cannons at all. So there's no reason that HyDra cannot just break out with units. I guess just afraid of these constant storms, one of these storms just hitting him and then making him go broke. That's really the only option I can see of why he decides to remass the Sunkens instead of units. A Plago getting dropped down. A Plago. But yeah, very stalemate-ish kind of gameplay here. Neither player really opting to change up their strategy. Hardy just continuing to pound forward with either Reavers and Dragoons and High Templars, adding on more gateways. Hardy is max now. Maybe he's going to push out. Looks like he's thinking about it. He is passing that mark. He is pushing forward. And oh my goodness, Hardy is now deciding to push out at the 50-minute mark. Maybe going to make this not a 1-hour game. But no, he is going to have to fall back as he's only pushing forward with 5 Guardians instead of his maxed out army. Drop coming in here, getting ensnared as per the usual. Dropping in here, getting destroyed by these lurkers. Hardy getting, low on gas here. I wonder what he just made to get low on gas like that. HyDra, though, is now pushing out here. We are seeing him reinforced now with units instead of drones. And he is going to see that there is no cannons. An Arbiter makes its first appearance here. Going to possibly be what Hardy needs to defend this. But a cannonless Hardy is going to be vulnerable to this attack that HyDra is finally deciding to do. I don't know where all of his supply is. It seems like he just has such a tiny little army here. Only Guardians with no reinforcements. He's devoured. Just be an AFK up here. And yeah, we're seeing Hardy move out now with his Zerglings and Swarms. But gonna get thwarted once again. And Hardy is going to attack. All of these Devourers doing nothing for the last 15 or so minutes. Killed off a bunch of drones there, it looked like. Gonna run these Devourers into some cannons to kill off that Arbiter. And Snare's gonna go down on that drop. 12 Hydralisk going to fight at a time. Swarmadorm going down. Oh man, feel like I am just on repeat. Nothing much happening in this game here. We have We're 4 minutes away from the 1 hour mark. And neither player has really made any progress whatsoever in the last 30 or so minutes. Hardy did almost break him at one time, but then HyDra has just been completely fine since then. Both players rich as hell. All the Devourers, though, now that they're needed, are nowhere to be seen. These Corsairs having a heyday, taking out all of these Guardians. And it looks like HyDra has finally broken out here. Hardy's not going to have too much more splash damage, just going to have to rely on all of his gateways. And we may finally see a GG just shy of 1 hour, perhaps. If Hardy can hold on for 2 more minutes, it will be a 1 hour game. But I don't think he is going to be able to. The lack of cannons here. A big draw coming up here with some hallucinations. Going to be ensnared and then destroyed. And Hardy saying, I thought I had it. GG. He was super close to having it, but is going to fall to Mr. HyDra in what HyDra feels most comfortable with, the 1 hour games. And he's going to go up 1-0, defeating Hardy in that first game. And we'll jump into game number 2, which hopefully is less than an hour. We haven't seen it much from HyDra, but maybe we will see it now. See you in that game number deuce. We're here, jumping into it. Game number 2, Mr. Hardy. Going to be Protoss versus HyDra. In the bottom left as Terran. Goes to America, did Obza. The Queen Ensnares versus Drops, pretty good. Looks like Hardy's going to go for that mid build again, once again. Still don't get it how you could survive. I was killing hatches. Was he killing hatches? Did he actually kill a hatchery? I'm not sure. Must have killed like at least one hatchery once he broke through that choke. Swarm and Plague Oob with Lings. Very powerful. Had Reaver though. They're just talking about that last game. Hardy a little confused how it didn't work. How he didn't break that HyDra. Yeah, HyDra knows how to survive, that's for sure. Giving him the little DL in case we didn't see that battle for 1 hour straight here. Gonna go for that 3 hatch, or 3 gateway, 3 barracks versus the 3 gateway build here. Protoss is going to scout the Terran. The Terran is going to see that he is up against a mid build. Going to come right back in here. Going to want to use all these SCVs to survive here. And going to get his choke up right now, right away. So that is going to deflect a lot of this damage that is going to come in here. Looks like that is a complete wall off here as well. Oh no, it's not a complete wall off. So these Hydras, or these Zealots can get in here, microing these Marines around, but 2 Zealots are in here looking to cause some chaos here. Nice micro though from Mr. HyDra. And yeah, this wall is not a complete wall. He misplaced these buildings just a little bit. And these Zealots are going to be able to run in here. Now, it looks like the Marine count, though, is pretty good. And he's going to be able to deal with this without too much damage here. Do have the... I think the sound is really loud on this, but no, it's really not that loud. It's as low as it can possibly be. Oh, I just reset that song. I didn't know that did that. Did that always reset the song? If I can I change it? Oh no, just happened to be that. Getting some cannons up here as Hardy is looking to destroy this choke, but HyDra picking off that 1 cannon and moving back into the cover of his bunker. The Zealots going to focus down this bunker, But at what cost? Only a single cannon here remains, so he could potentially be vulnerable to a counterattack. But it looks like this choke is going to go down. HyDra not too worried, though, throwing down a command center and an academy. It does have a very good marine count and should be able to deal with any incoming zealots. Do have that core going down here as well. So Hardy going to start teching into something. Perhaps drops, perhaps just dragoons, perhaps right into that DT High Templar. A lot of options here. And the engineering bay going to go down just in case there is some kind of quick DT play, which can kill you if you are not prepared, or at least slow you down. We're going to see what it is. He does have 200 gas, so he could throw down a robo. Is going to be a robo, so he's going to go for a Reaver drop, it looks like, to follow this up. It could, of course, just be a High Templar drop as well. But HyDra's still going to be able to get his choke for the most part. Not as choky as he would want it, as these two cannons are preventing that, but still going to be able to choke nonetheless. Going to have that command center up and his factory, so everything looking good here for Mr. HyDra. And yeah, that mid build has officially been stopped. I don't think he's going to be able to get here. Turrets going up and bunkers here. So DTs are not going to be able to get in either. Trying to inch these cannons closer, but we do see that Nexus going up here at home for the Protoss player. So everything going to be... Yeah, it looks like we're going to... hopefully we're not going to go into another HyDra hour game here. But it's going to be up to Hardy here to find something done, because turtle mode has started here for HyDra, throwing down those turrets a little bit earlier than usual, but doesn't want it to die to any kind of quick drops. Getting some of these Marines in position. He did throw down a scan. Good to see that there isn't going to be any drops for a little while. Does have that Zealot speed upgrade and is going for that Reaver. So he's going to try to go for the Reaver push here. A cannon trying to get a little optimistic cannon there, trying to be in range of those bunkers, but not going to happen. Do have that first siege tank out, which can start pushing away here at the Protoss. Protoss throwing down a third Nexus here as well, and a Temple of Archive, so it's going to transition into those storm drops. Cannons are all going to go down. HyDra is going to be able to reestablish his choke. And it looks like we are going to go into that later game here. I just don't see HyDra being aggressive after this. Just not his style at all to counterattack here. Some players would absolutely try to capitalize on denying this mid build, but I just have a feeling HyDra isn't going to do that. Getting a second factory, third command center, and his double armory is up. So yeah, he is just going to he's going to play it safe, as he tends to do, and is just going to go into that late game here. Not going to try to capitalize on denying that mid build, which does typically put the Protoss behind. You can go for a starport. I guess it is kind of all in 2-ish counter, but not really though. Not really. If you get that vessel out, the only thing that can really stop you is DT, because they shouldn't be able to remath, especially if you scanned all this tech here in a triple. Though if he does give him a couple more minutes, he is going to be able to mass up gateways. Does look like he tried to push out a little bit there, so excuse me, Mr. HyDra. But the drop is going to come in right past those, but the Marines are there to pick that off, and that is going to be denied. Oh, and look at this. HyDra is going to push forward. So I am getting just pooped on right in my face with my words. And he is going to try to capitalize on this advantage that he absolutely does have at this point. Taking 0 damage from that mid-build. Drop coming in here. Does have 2 High Templars, 2 Zealots. One of those Zealots very hurt. These Zealots going to come in here to take out these tanks, which are the main killer of cannons. A scan gonna go down. I guess it doesn't really. No, he did he not know where he is? Why is he scanning these different spots for? This drop coming in here and could do devastating damage. Going to get, what, 20 workers there? Was he about 50? 40, so maybe 16, 14, 15 workers there. Adding on his Stargates, Forges. Both players slowly transitioning into that later game. Dropship going to get taken out by that turret, getting a 4th command center. Science facility to be able to continue those beautiful upgrades. Does have 1 attack on those Marines. And yeah, after that drop did some damage, he's like, okay, why did I ever move out of my base? Why did I even think of that? That's not my style. Gonna get those depots up, and he is not going to leave his base until he has at least 18 factories now. And I am confident that I can ×2 this now. As yeah, I don't think either player is going to be doing any major attacks. I think there's just going to be some drops here from Hardy as he masses up. And he's going to go into Stargate, so it looks like he's going to transition right into carriers, it seems, which carriers are the king of late 1 hour plus games, so not too excited about seeing that tech, that is for sure. But at this point, what can you do as Hardy? As HyDra is making the Great Wall of China here at the front of his base here, adding in gateways. He has already a ton of bunkers. More command centers than one could ever need at this point in the game. And yeah, he just launched himself into late game, getting a dropship out, so maybe going to go for a tank drop. Looks like Hardy, though, is kind of covered. Could drop right there, potentially be out of range and still target them, as tanks do have massive range here. And a covert ops, so maybe going for some nuclear launchers detected. Floating up his barracks now, going to use them as some cover for drops. Oh no, just repositioning them. Never mind. Repositioning all of his stuff to start massing up starports. HyDra massing up his gateways. Really wants to go for, I think, tank Wraith, it seems. A big drop coming in here from Mr. Hardy. Oh, very nice. That's actually super Gosu there. Yeah, that was nice. Locked down all of those dropships there, preventing them from dropping anything. That actually was pretty Gosu from HyDra. Hardy even pausing a moment in the action to give him a compliment on how nice that was. And the carriers have been produced. I feel like HyDra must have scanned that, and that's why he's massing up these starports. A million more scans going down here. Gonna start pushing out, knowing that all of this PSI of Mr. Hardy is in the carriers. Massing the cannons in the middle of the map to try to buy him some time. We do see that mass amount of factories being produced here. And we're going forward. Mr. Hardy here. Backstabbing his own buildings and destroying some of these buildings. I wonder why he's doing that. Maybe to mass up some more cannons there. Maybe some of those units were stuck. Can never be too sure. Looks like HyDra, though, pushing out in record time here at the 16-minute mark. That's right, not the 56-minute mark, the 16-minute mark. HyDra is able to push out. Pulling some SCVs. He's going to just kill them, or is he going to use them to make turrets? He is going to pull some back, I think, to make some turrets here. As these carriers are cocked and loaded, and they are looking for some blood here. 3 arbiters being up. Does he have observers? Does have observers here as well, so these carriers, not in the biggest amount of numbers. Gonna get locked down. One gonna get caught here. These ghosts are on the chase. Gonna get another carrier here. HyDra not going to allow these guys to come out on the map. Trying to float over. Trying to take over the whole map here. HyDra does have map control. We'll see how long it takes him to start to capitalize on that. Does have the Valkyries, and we do see an Expo here. Do you hack your worst scans? But you do hack. Oh, but you do hack with scans. I don't know if that's a little jab. HyDra did used to hack at some point. People bring that up to this day still. Looks like HyDra's going to go for that contain as he kind of slowly pushes forward here. These carriers thinking about moving out, but getting denied so fast here by these Ghosts and Valkyries. Very ghostly stuff from HyDra. And HyDra has gone across the map. He did scout that Expo expansion from Mr. Hardy. This probe going to get taken out here, but still does have one out on the map. I don't know if he got detected or not. These tanks just going to go over here to the side. And yeah, Hardy is in a bit of a pickle. Remassing carriers that did absolutely nothing to HyDra. HyDra locking down everything in sight, using these ghosts to just destroy this Terran player here. Or this Protoss player. And yeah, Hardy looking very, or HyDra looking very good. Hardy looking to be in a tough position here. Lockdowns even on these Dragoons. Very Gosu lockdowns. Why not? This expansion was scouted here. And yeah, HyDra has full map control. Should be feeling kind of confident to move in here. Don't see any nuclear launches detected yet. Does have a mass scan, mass Valkyrie tank here. And yeah, it's going to be up to Hardy to find something to do here. Trying to push out with Dragoons and High Templars. Don't think that is going to be the answer. Does get a very nice storm off there. Getting those turrets up and going. Does officially have a full contain and is now getting a nuclear launch detected. Loading up some dropships here as well. I'm going to look to get a drop off. Don't know where he plans on dropping though. As Hardy does seem to be pretty covered here. Not the most amount of siege tanks though. And now Hardy can potentially move out here. HyDra massing factories in the middle of the map. I don't know why I find that so funny. Maybe just because of his complete, I don't even know. He just does not care. This is going to be a pretty killer blow, though, if he could somehow land these somewhere. Getting them in the back corner. Going to EMP that main, and is going to be able to drop some of these. And going to get that main, so very nice job there. Very ghostly, using those Valkyries to tank all of that damage. The vessels to EMP and the tanks to finish off that main. Going to get a lot of probes for his effort there as well. That is going to let Hardy, you can see he remaxed only on 28 workers, so he could potentially be going for a counterattack now. Going to take out all of those mid factories. He has kept those 3 gateways alive here as well. And yeah, we're going to see Hardy break out for a brief moment here. While HyDra remaxes after basically sacrificing all of his PSI for that main. And these tanks are still alive. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Did he redrop or are these tanks still alive? I didn't pay attention here. As I am on ×2 watching these gameplays. That might just be a thing I do if HyDra's in the game. I might just watch them on ×2. Because he loves late games. And it's way too early for me to talk for 3 hours straight. We're getting the gist of it. I don't think I'm missing too much. Write in the comments below if I did miss something grossly by ×2ing it, or if you don't like it. I will not do it. Actually, no, I'm probably going to do it no matter how much you don't like it in these ×2 games. Or these really super long-ass games. We are here nearly at the half-an-hour mark, and it looks like HyDra is closing in now. The gas is getting low for Mr. Hardy, and Hardy's minerals will probably run out before he is able to kill Mr. HyDra. HyDra killing off some of his workers. Knows that he is just one good mass away from killing Mr. Hardy here. Hardy, despite getting Protoss both games, looks like he is going to fall to Mr. HyDra here. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Does have the Ghost, Tanks, Valkyries, Wraith, Goliath. He has the anti-carrier army right now. That is a whole hella ton of carriers here. But these Wraiths are going to be able to do a good job. I don't think there is any observers. Oh no, he did just scan and then pick off that observer. High Templar is getting picked off before they can storm anything. Carriers, though, are dying here into this madness that we are at this moment. And a nuclear launch detected. Are going to see a nice nuke here. Nothing makes Tony G happier than some nukes. And this nuke isn't going to kill too much. Maybe this pylon and a cannon here. And a couple of his own units. Oh my goodness. More damage to himself in that nuke than anybody else. These carriers going to go for a counterattack. But at what cost? Hardy devastatingly low on gas. Only going to be able to produce zealots and interceptors at this point. Looks like we are going to see some hella lockdowns go down by Mr. HyDra, and these carriers should be dealt with. Tanks continuing to push forward in here, and Hardy doesn't even look like he's remassing zealots, just completely focusing on this attack here. If he is, no, I don't even know. He only has 13 probes. Trying to re-get some gas going. But it looks like it is going to be GG here any moment. This carrier is not even focusing the main. Just picking off random buildings. Now, no, they're moving towards that main, picking up those Valkyries now. We do have Goliath, Valkyries, everything here. Going to click on that main now. Going to go for that main, but Hardy has enough minerals for the next couple apocalypses. And yeah, it looks like HyDra is going to 2-0 Mr. Hardy in 2 very long games. Hardy is going to GG out, and HyDra is our winner. Will advance to face Mr. Gold SCV, I do believe. Gold SCV will be looking to prevent HyDra from going into these hour games. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see how that goes. GG is going to be called. HyDra going to advance over the OG Pro Hardy. Good to see Pro Hardy. You can tell that he's still a little bit rusty, but there is some of that OG Gosu blood still in him. And he performed very well. Very impressive play, but HyDra just a little too much for him at this moment. You guys can check out those brackets now. We do officially have that second round ready to go. Hopefully these games, second round games, go as smoothly as the first round games, as everyone in the first round played their games without me having to track anyone down. So hoping the second round, third round, and the finals go just as smoothly, and we actually have ourselves a real finals. But we shall see. Only time will tell. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.